Greetings people, it's Jared here, Wolfgang1, back to do another Transformers review. So, we have the team members, the limbs, out of the way for the this series of reviews on the Generation 1 Protectobots. So now we're going to be moving on to the big boy himself, the leader of the team, the main torso for Defensor. We are taking a look today at Generation 1 Hotspot. Okay, so here's Hotspot in his alternate mode. He transforms into, well, a fire engine. That's a fucking good start, isn't it? Hold on a minute. Looking through this guide, it's something. It's a fuck's sake, a 1983 Mitsubishi Fuso the Great FU 6x2 fire engine. You know, 6x2. I'm assuming that means the wheels on it. There's 6 of them. Then there's 2. You know, there, whatever. So he is the leader of the Protectobots. He is the group leader and the component which forms the torso on Defensor. Interesting take on going with blue instead of red for the fire engine. I think that's a bold choice. Has been completely repro-labeled. There's a little bit of damage to just this section just here where the black paint has been like sort of coming off, but whatever. I thought there might be stickers for that. Actually, turns out there wasn't. Let's just have a look at some of the things that Hotspot came with. Okay, so he would have come with a tech spec decoder and a product sheet and an instruction booklet. So ignore all that for now. 2 left and right foot plates for the combined mode, just there. That's what Groove and Streetwise will eventually sit on. Okay, comes with left and right fists, just like this. That's what we'll plug into first aid and blades. Okay. Came with two of these large weapons, which can be held by either Hotspot or Defensor. Okay. Came with 2 of those. Comes with 1 crutch plate, which attaches very, very similar to Menassor's crutch plate. Fits in exactly the same way, except this one's got 2 little grooves on the bottom of it, which have to plug into the top of his thighs. It comes with a left and right breastplate. So they'll eventually fit on just like that. Okay. It'd be nice if that focused. There we are. So yeah, just like that. And he came with 2 of these. Now, Kaylee, Jade on my Facebook group was very, very gracious enough to send me these as part of the package for completing the Protectobot. Sadly, however, she could only find parts of them, and so I've got a complete one here and the end of one. So I can only show the repair mode, the base mode, in one side. Okay, so that's what we'll do. So let's get all that out of the way. Let's look at Hotspot with a focused camera. Hotspot came in 2 variants. He came with either a metal chest plate or a plastic one. Thankfully, I've got the metal chest plate version, which is this section just here. Repro-labeled stickers on him. Looks decent enough, although you don't really see much of them until he actually gets a robot, which is all these ones onto here. He's all right. He's got a solid amount of weight to him. I think that's the only piece of die cast in him, is just this section just here. No discernible detail on the face, really, because it's all cast in black, so it's a bit difficult to see what's going on. But we'll try to zoom in or something on that. Yeah, I mean, he's got rubber tyres, which, as they were phasing out rubber tyres at this stage, so I've obviously got the rubber. I'm assuming the plastic tyres would have come with like the plastic chest section just there. I could be wrong. I might not be. Who knows? A little bit of paint detail up here would have been nice for his emergency lights. But you can't have everything. I mean, they've gone so far as to paint this section just here, the hose and that. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll also show his attack mode, because his attack mode isn't awful, right? But it's still bullshit. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to attach the breastplate sections to I think they go this way, so 1 there, or drop it on the floor, whatever you want to do, but it's entirely up to you. So put 1 there, okay, and then put the other one here. Okay, so that gives him like little wings, and then add the robot's guns to the side of him, just like this. A little bit of extra playability value, which doesn't hurt, I suppose, but I still think these things look fucking ridiculous. I quite like this section at the back, right? But these 2 guns are ruining it for me, quite frankly. So, yeah. and they can go forwards, they can go backwards, whatever. He's also got a very, very long extendable ladder. Okay, so there, that gives you an idea of how big his ladder is. You know, I've seen bigger in my time, but probably not a toy. So yeah, so that also goes around sort of 360, providing you can get these things off. And yeah, goes up like that, spins round, does so. There's, you know, there's a little bit of playability value in Hotspot, apart from also being the torso for the combined mode. So yeah, he's not bad actually. I've got to say in this mode he's actually quite cool. Again, the robot mode's a little bit let down. He's a chunky boy on top, but not so much on the bottom. It would have been nice to see just a little bit of consistency in the robot mode in that sense, but as I said, the robot modes have all been massively compromised with these sort of toys for the sake of the combined gimmick. So we're going to take him straight to robot mode. What we're going to do is we're going to split apart this section just here, which I would have thought would have held together a lot more than it actually does, but it comes apart very, very easily. So do that, split those apart like that, bring this section up, and then split this section at the back, pull those out. Oh, shit. Hold on, I'm going to do this off camera because this is fucking awkward. Bastard. Right. So make sure they're fully extended like that. Then lift up this section here. That's going to form his robot mode chest plate. Just like that. And then you can see more stickers underneath. Stand him up. And then bring these sections down to the sides. You can bring them forward a little bit if you want. And the head is spring loaded, so you just want to do that. Pop the head up. And then these sections just here at the front, there's blue little tabs just here. You just want to extend those. That'll form the hands. And then this section just here spins round. I think. No, it doesn't. Oh, yes, it does. It spins. So, yeah. That section spins round, comes up to the back, locks in, and then the ladder comes down. A bit like G1 Inferno in that sense. And yeah, that right there is Hotspot in his robot mode. And as I said, very, very chunky at the top, massive, what are supposed to be hands, just like that, massive chest section, massive arms with these small piddly legs at the bottom. It's a bit jarring, to be honest. Let's give him his weapons for the sake of like completing the overall look. There we are. Oh, I'll tell you what. I didn't do. I didn't show it off his shitty fucking repair bay mode. I'll do that in a second. So that's Hotspot in robot mode. He's okay. His robot mode isn't bad. It's just there's a massive difference between this big chunky section and this small piss weak section down the bottom. So you'd think he's quite top heavy, but he stands all right. So you know, you can't really argue with that. But if you want to see something shitter than this, right? And I promise you, he's got something shitter than this. I'm going to introduce you. I didn't do this with Motormaster's review, right? I didn't show off the base mode, repair bay mode, whatever the fuck that was supposed to be, right? This, on the other hand, I have to show this off because this is fucking piss weak, right? So get rid of this, collapse these in, bring the head down, okay? Bring this chest section back down to here, right? Okay, you're following me so far. Get these out of the way. Spread the legs all the way like that, okay? And then bring these sections around so they sit like this. All right. Never mind the fact they don't lock in, they don't tab in, they don't do fuck all, right? They just sit there, right? Take these chest sections. Hang on, let's get the other one. Take the chest sections and put them in the two ports just here, okay? One there. I mean, this is a lot of fucking about for literally no payoff whatsoever, right? I swear, I promise you. Right, so then get the legs up and back like this, right? Bring these arms forward, right? And then, right, if this wasn't fucking bad enough, then fuck around with this, right? And then bring that forward for some reason. And then put, because I've only got one of them, thank you, Kate, put the repair bay arms in that little hole just there. Except it does like to pop out. I don't know why. Put that back. Oh, fuck off. Put it back in. Right. And ladies and gentlemen, that is Hotspot's repair bay mode. Right. If you can believe that. Now, I'm just going to use Streetwise as an example. Put Streetwise in there. And then that's the repair bay mode, apparently. Now, I'm sorry, right? But of all the afterthoughts that there have ever been in this toy line, this has got to be in the top 5. This is fucking weak as shit, right? I don't care. My imagination as a kid would not have stretched, right, to this being a repair bay. You don't see a contortionist, right, walking crab-legged and say, I'm a shopping trolley, do you? It's exactly the same fucking thing. This here is piss weak horse shit. Horse shit? It's horse shit as well as horse shit, right? This is piss weak horse shit, right? Taken to the extreme. I mean, you can move his little repair bay arms and he can repair Protectobots or anything like that. But I'm sorry, this is wank. These arm sections don't even tab in, right? So as a result, if you've got a very old figure like this, then you can see how loose that is, right? Nothing holds together very well. And this, if I take Streetwise away, all it wants to do is fall over, right? That's the fucking point in that. That is shit, right? If I put Streetwise there, it just about holds him up. Now, I am aware that you're supposed to be able to connect these to Metroplex and everything like that. When I eventually come around to doing Metroplex's review, I don't think I'm going to do this. I don't ask me why, right? I've just got a feeling I'm not going to bother, because this, as it goes, this is pretty fucking insulting. So yeah, I should have shown this off in the middle of the review and finished off with Hotspot's robot mode. The robot mode is not bad. Again, a little bit compromised because of what it's supposed to do. There's no need for this. Not fan modes, right? Don't come out as bad as this, right? And this is an official fucking repair bay mode from the toy designers. Fan modes are not as bad as that, and I've seen some pretty bad fan modes in my time. This is just like this. There's no excuse for this. There is no excuse for that whatsoever. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this review on Generation 1 Hotspot as he stands here, right here. This is Gerard Gavin Barry, also known as Wolfgang 1, saying please join me next week when this is a series of reviews will conclude with Generation 1 Defensor, the combined mode for these boys just here. Let's get this back into robot mode. Finish this fucking review properly. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Spring-loaded heads have a tendency to get stuck. There we are. Yeah, so that's Hotspot. He's all right. I'm just gonna leave him like that, right? That's Hotspot. His repair bay mode is fucking shit. Make of that what you will. I'll be back next week for Defensive review. I do hope you join me, ladies and gentlemen. This is Gerard Gavin Barry, also known as Wolfgang 1, saying thank you for watching and take care. And when tomorrow comes, I feel you laying by me, like you ain't got nowhere else to go.